jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. First off, salute to the WCS supporters, and also the ones who haven't subscribed to the channel. Man, you are more than welcome. You are invited to subscribe to the channel, and share the content. Hit the like button when you come in. And those of you that feel like you want to donate, please do. Don't hesitate to donate to the channel. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. We're gonna kick this off, man. It's not gonna be a long one, but I thought I had to just talk about it, since I was in discussion on Facebook with several individuals who seemed to be like they was the ones next to the ring apron. They was in the fight camp when he was lacing up, getting his hands wrapped and all that. And that's simply not the freaking case, man. That is not the case when it comes down to this particular moment in history. All right, I understand that Canelo is 57-1. I totally get it, but the only thing I want to make certain individuals aware of is that for somehow some way Mexican fighters are getting a therapeutic waiver of exemption on what they do in boxing that's considered being dirty, or it's considered to be against the grain with being a clean fighter, right? So therefore, outside of what we already know is how did Saul Canelo Alvarez move? Now, he became undisputed 2 divisions up from where a lot of us believe he could have fought some top tier names that was below. He could have did it. Okay, we know he fought Floyd Mayweather back in 2013. He lost. We got it. All right, outside of Floyd Mayweather, there was other names that he could have campaigned at 2 divisions lower than where he became undisputed. All right, me, I'm not. It's not my point to get on here and this, how you put it. I'm not here to re-explain what already happened this past weekend. I'm just here to talk about how exactly it went down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been out there for many months, many months, about how and what division he chose to go for unification. It was easier. It was an easy decision for Canelo Alvarez, because up in the 168-pound division, let's be clear. Let's just be honest with ourselves, right? It wasn't a murderer's row of champions up there, especially once Benavidez lost his WBC title. You didn't see Canelo trying to go for undisputed at 154, super welterweight. He didn't try to do it at 160, which, the same thing I said about Vasily Lomachenko. Like, how many more belts do you need to become undisputed? Why didn't you do it? You remember what your trainer Eddie Reynoso said about Demetrius Andrade? I mean, why didn't you try to go undisputed at 160? So therefore, if you took the easiest route to go up here, and just think about this, it was a petition for him to potentially fight a guy that was of no importance in Avni Yildirim for a WBC title that was vacated or stripped from David Benavidez. That's disrespectful, man. That's like super duper right there. That's the same shit they used to say about Danny Garcia. You know, they used to make it a point. To say Danny Garcia was cherry picking. But to sit up here and say, let me try to make it official. Let me try to fight a body for the WBC title. So they wouldn't approve that bullshit. So they turn around. What's going on, Hoover on deck? What's good, bro? So they turn around and allow him to fight the WBA champion, which is a valid champion. He was the current champion at the time, the WBA. Nobody really knew who this guy was, Callum Smith, but it's just the point that he fought for 2 titles. You know, Canelo fought for Callum Smith WBA title and fought for the vacant WBC title. A lot of people felt that Canelo was validated because he was approved and they checked that box off, and they want to put in there like it wasn't Canelo fault that he was able to scoop up the WBC title because he wasn't the one who had it in the first place. David Benavidez was. But we hear all the time how fighters want to, earn that respect, how they want to do it the right way and this, that, and the other. Truth be told, he never beat David Benavidez for the title. David Benavidez is still undefeated as we know it today. The 168-pound division was food for someone like Canelo. Not only that, it just came down to the point where we look at Billy Joe Saunders and people know he out there, but they really don't take him serious. He was the same one who complained about another boxer stopping for an eye injury. But yet and still, he ended up quitting for the same thing. Was it a hard fight for Canelo? Hell no. He made that shit look easy. Because that's what the 168-pound division was. It was one of the more easiest divisions for him to get all the titles. Now, granted, he goes down in history for being undisputed. People sit up here and say the same stuff for Terrence Crawford. You're never going to satisfy everybody when it comes to this undisputed. It's always going to be critique. It's going to be criticism. And people are going to say, you didn't fight that person, this person. The checks and balances of being a boxer will always be active. Remember that shit. Canelo fought Callum Smith, who didn't even fight back. He went in and fought a Billy Joe Saunders who surrendered on the stool, waved the right flag. And then the other day, Caleb's Plant over there in the 9th round talking, trying to be friends all of a sudden. I thought this shit was personal. I thought this shit was beyond any type of cordial behavior in the ring. He's up there having a conversation. Pretty good fight, huh? I mean, what the fuck are you doing, Caleb? Pretty good for 21-0, huh? I mean, what the fuck, dog? You have Teofimo Lopez who has more belts than you ever had in your career, and he only has 16 professional fights, bro. Why are you talking to Canelo? I thought it was all out vengeance for you. You go out on your sword. You goddamn fight life or death, do or die, go out on your shield. That shit came off a bit soft to me. Hearing Caleb Plant, communicating with freaking Canelo Alvarez, asking him questions for validation. I didn't like that shit at all. And then 2 rounds later, this is the bullshit that I don't like. Is when you come up 2 rounds later, all of a sudden you get caught and you pull off a Sergey Kovalev. Sergey Kovalev was knocked out in the 11th round. And then Caleb Plant was talking in the 9th round, and then he was stopped in the 11th round. You had enough energy to be talking, but yet you get stopped in the 11th round. It's some bullshit I'm not trying to believe, bro. It's not for me to believe. That's absolute bullshit. Now, Caleb's a good guy. I was going for Caleb. But you're in there talking to Canelo Alvarez, who is there to challenge for your IBF title. He has the WBC all the way to the IBF. To the WBO. He's there for your title. And you say, I respect your skills. I respect your skills. I respect your skills. You heard me? You heard me? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I respect your skills there, Canelo. What you think about me? I was like, I know Caleb ain't a soft dude, but that shit right there, man, is like a marshmallow in an open fire, goddammit. That shit is super, super mushy to me. Supposed to be the battle lines was drawn and motherfuckers about to go to war. And you're sitting there having a conversation, then get stopped 2 rounds later. I mean, that checks and balances for me, bro. You had 3 easy people, easy fighters that you went in there and scooped up titles, but you never defeated David Benavidez. You never defeated David Benavidez, bro. Hold on for a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let me get some of these comments. The Audacity fan saying Canelo passed Manny to be all-time great. Man, it's just unbelievable how they're looking at the one loss to Floyd Mayweather, and then they want to come up here and just praise and glorify Canelo. That just goes to show you what it's all about with boxing. For real. It's like wearing a white suit and you going to eat spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? You're going to the restaurant to order spaghetti, but you're in an all-white suit. It's just dirty. Soon as David lost his WBC belt, Canelo swooped it up like a hawk. Absolutely. He was already swarming around up there anyway. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk on deck. What's good with you, bro? Salute WCS. What's shaking, homie? What's good, man? That much. Just trying to, get some clarification out here. Cause a lot of cats out here, there's just overemphasizing what exactly went down this past weekend. And let's be clear, David Benavidez was never defeated, even though he fucked up on his own accord, right? We have to call it for what it is, not to take away Canelo being undisputed. That's fact. But when you want to talk about legacy, you want to talk about solidifying, that you have defeated everybody at 168, you have to look at that WBC champion that never lost his belt in the ring. He never lost his belt in the ring, man. Thomas, what's good, man? Salute, WCS. Thomas on deck. How you feeling, bro? You know what's crazy? Round 9 was the only round all 3 judges gave Plant the round. Man, Plant was up there having a conversation, man. I can't respect that, bro. Andrew on deck. How you feeling, bro? WCS salute, bro. Salute to you too, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's in the building. Y'all can hear me, right? No, I'm not muted. No, I'm not muted. It's just the topic. It's just the thumbnail that's up here. I'm serious, man. It's YouTube. It's not me. It's just the thumbnail up here, man. It's tripping. Y'all can hear me, right? King Mitch on deck. What's good, brother? Benavidez ain't nothing special either. 168 is sweet as whole. Canelo must likely stop Benavidez as well. We can't assume that, but I know it's your opinion. But we can't assume that because he was never defeated. He was never defeated up there. So I understand you have your opinion about Benavidez, but none of these champions that was up there at 68 had the opportunity to face one another. That's why a lot of people are glorifying Canelo for going up there and basically breaching the perimeter and getting the job done when nobody else was even close to doing it. But the checks and balances of that division is, for one, it was a weak division, period. Two, you had David Benavidez, formerly as WBC champion, but he never was defeated. Third of all, he becomes undisputed, right? Now people are trying to place him at the top of the food chain as the greatest ever. Like, come on. Like, stop that shit, bro. Like, real talk. Just because now he's undisputed, all of a sudden, with one loss on his record to an all-time great, he gets the pass? He gets the pass? I mean, it's not happening, bro. We're not accepting that. Some people say they appreciate the respect being shown. Personally, I don't want to see that shit in the middle of the biggest fight of your life. Oh, man, that's soft, bro. That's soft, Andrew. He up there, you know, what you think? What you think? What you think? No, Caleb, you in there to go to war, man. Just like Deontay Wilder said, he wanted to go out on his shield. He went out on his shield against Fury in the trilogy. Whether you know fans liked it or respected it, he said, "I want to go out on my shield. Let me fight to the motherfucking death. That's what I want to do." Caleb, I don't know. It was some funny shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he got up, he jogged across the other side of the ring. For real? For real? Like, you got up and you want to go on a run? I don't know, man. That shit just looked fuzzy. Like I was watching a circus a little bit. He gets knocked down and then he has no footing. You're jogging across the ring and then you don't know where you at. Like, what the fuck was I watching? Come on, man. Like, appreciate it, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. You good, bro? Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's a topic, man, because I keep going in and out, man. This shit keep dropping in and out, man. If Spence or Crawford defeats Ugas, then beats one another to become undisputed, who gives a fuck if they fight Thurman? Same way Canelo doesn't need to fight Benavidez for validation. And this is exactly how I would basically debunk what you just said, because you basically saying who gives a fuck about fighting Thurman, but who had the belt? Two different champions had the belts. Two different champions. Manny Pacquiao actually defeated Keith Thurman. All right. So if you're trying to make comparison to me and David Benavidez not losing to anyone, but yet Canelo has his belt, then Sean Porter and Danny Garcia fought for the WBC. They fought for the WBC. Errol Spence defeated Sean Porter for the WBC, but Errol Spence hasn't yet fought for welterweight undisputed. So that makes absolutely no sense in the scenario that I'm giving right now. The only reason I said it was he fought for two titles. He fought for the WBA and the WBC at the same time. Keith Thurman does not get the same scenario because Errol Spence actually fought someone who had the title. Sean Porter had the title and Errol Spence fought him for that title. So that comment you just made is like a kaleidoscope, bro. For real, it has a lot of pieces to it, but you're never going to be able to put that and generate interest to what I'm trying to make on this thumbnail. And it's all respect to Mitch. Mitch be talking this shit. But that scenario is trash. Keith Thurman lost his WBA title to Manny Pacquiao, bro. Who gives a damn what Sean Porter and Danny Garcia fought for? Because Errol Spence was not at the point in time fighting for undisputed at welterweight. So it has no difference. It has no comparison to the scenario I'm talking about. Benavidez versus Canelo would be a good fight, though. I'd rather see Charlo. But Maul bullshitting, and he ain't sniffed super middleweight yet. That's true. That's true. The KO was weird, but he was gassed out. Canelo's stamina has gone way up since Triple G fight. Shit, I thought in the rematch, I thought he gave just about the same energy in the rematch with Triple G that he did with Caleb Plant, except, you know, Triple G and Caleb Plant has two different styles. Triple G fights more flat-footed and directly in front, and then, you know, you look at how many times Caleb Plant gave him the opportunity when he started park benching up against the ropes. I'm like, what am I watching? He kept on parking up against the ropes, and it seems like he should have been in better shape than that. Like, why were you up against the ropes that early in the fight? You was allowing Canelo to do less work with his legs and more work with his hands. And we all know if you give Canelo the stationary target, what he's going to do? He's going to work. He's going to work, bro. But good point there, Hoover. King Asian Math on deck. How you feeling, bro? Salute, chat. Salute, Combat Sports. Appreciate you. May say Benavidez is the only person left for the Canelo. If Spencer Crawford clears out the division, Thurman would be the only one left, aside from the young pops like Ennis and Ortiz. What I'm saying is, the WBC title that Keith Thurman used to have has went through two champions, bro. Went to Sean Porter and Errol Spence. It's the question is not even going to be registered the same, because all these, look, if Keith Thurman gave up his WBA to Pacquiao, and Pacquiao goddamn was put in recess, and then, you know, an email went through and Yordenis Ugas got it, and then Ugas fought the old WBA champion Pacquiao, how does the scenario even link up? It doesn't. It doesn't, because right now, if Errol Spence fight Yordenis Ugas, it's Yordenis Ugas who had the title. We're not going to say Pacquiao and then Thurman. Thurman, he fucked off that title. He lost it. He lost the motherfucking title. It exchanged hands. And then exchanged hands again. It's not the same as fighting for a vacant title and nobody else had the title. Nobody else fought for David Benavidez's title when it was vacated. Nobody. Canelo started to flap his wings a little bit and say, it's time? Okay, let me go in for this landing. He landed on goddamn Callum Smith, who looked 7'16", and absolutely did nothing. Like he just finished sipping on some NyQuil. Oh, Canelo, thanks for taking the fight, man. I'll make it real easy for you. I really don't feel like throwing my hands tonight. But, you know, hey, good luck with the title, dude. You deserve it. I'm just going to, you know, be a dance partner for a little bit. You know, last call for alcohol. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. Both Plant and Canelo suffered from fatigue. Plant was getting hit more throughout the fight, though. He was searching for his second win after the fourth round. Canelo was fresh until after the eighth, maybe. One thing I saw about Canelo, he never really displayed that his was equal to that of Caleb's. You know what I'm saying? Both of them fighters in pretty damn good condition heading into the 10th round. They was pretty decent. You know, because Canelo was trying to land his headshots. I was surprised that he was trying to headhunt so much. But he was trying to knock Caleb Plant out. I get it. And Caleb Plant was showing pretty decent defense. He was being elusive when he needed to be. But then he started just stopping allowing Canelo to get off, being an easy stationary target. And then Canelo started touching him up even more. And then with all the movement, it wasn't enough off the jab, sticking with the jab from Caleb. And then he just started going into a motherfucking shell, dog. He just started going into a shell. And Caleb, and Canelo, all he was doing was just walking him down. And the hunt was pretty much over there. He was just waiting to eat. You know what I'm saying? He was just waiting to finish the meal. That's all. He was just waiting to finish the meal. I just thought Caleb Plant would have been in better shape, did a better job. And I feel if you was basically having a conversation in that bitch in the 9th round, you can have a conversation in the 11th. And the reason why I say that is because of the tempo of the fight. They wasn't going life and limb. How many times we can say Canelo and Plant was going life and limb, bro? When? Bruce Gold's on deck. Dixon on deck. D. Hodges on deck, man. What's good with y'all? Mental and physical pressure will drain you quick. Gotta have poise. But that comes with experience unless you special. I'll take the last 2 words. The 3. Unless you're special. I thought Caleb Plant all along was this crafty, the boxer who had the goods. You know what I'm saying? He had the goods to put up a fight, and he did put up a pretty decent contest. He gave a pretty decent account. But then to get to the point where you're looking at, you're starting to critique him, and you're saying, okay, you can do more. You can do more. Like, where are the counter shots at? You can do more. You can take more risk. I didn't see him taking a whole lot of risk. I saw him playing, Mr. Defense. He was making Canelo miss early. But what's up with these fighters getting tired, man? I don't know what these fight. What's going on with these fighters getting tired? Are fighters not just working out hard? Are they basically simulating road work now? Are they putting on some Oculus Rift, motherfucking goggles, and simulating road work? Why are these fighters getting tired? And I know I'm gonna get some emails and people gonna say, "Hey, motherfucker, hey, you think you can do better? Get in there." It ain't about me. Listen, I'm just saying, why are these fighters getting tired? Appreciate that then drop there, J.A. Mac of the South in the building, on deck. Bruce goes, salute my brother King. I don't know why it's choppy. Hold on for a second. Now telling us the topic, man. I don't think it was solely a stamina issue with Plant. Canelo's landing to the left side of his body and back all night. To Caleb's credit, he took some shots well, but he stopped moving. Man, absolutely. To caveat to that, he did stop moving, like I said. True words. He did stop moving. He limited his movement, which against someone who's walking you down like Canelo, and you know damn well after you pause or during your pause, Canelo is going to increase his punch volume. You know what I'm saying? And definitely sit down on his punches. He's not coming in through the front door with anything soft. He's coming in there dropping hammers. Caleb Plant understood that, and I just didn't get why. Okay, if you know Canelo is gonna at least give you a 4-punch combination, and probably 2 to 3 of those are gonna be to the body. But early on he was headhunting, but 2 or 3 of those are gonna go to the body, right? Why wouldn't you try to counter? What's with this Philly shell shit he was trying to do? Why wouldn't you try to counter? The first thing I seen from Canelo in the clinch is what? Him shooting that damn uppercut up through the center. He wasn't giving away anything. Any type of space Canelo was taking full advantage of. In the clinch, he shot the uppercut early to goddamn send a message. I'm not giving you any space for free. Every time we're in any close proximity, I'm letting my hands go. Caleb just didn't do enough to earn the respect of Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he had anything that he can earn the respect of Canelo. He definitely didn't have the power. I think he was sitting at like 12 knockouts, right? He definitely didn't have the power. But if you don't have the power, what you do? You box. You don't sit up there and have a conversation and say, it's a pretty good fight, huh? I mean, at that point, I think you bullshitting. You ain't trying to get knocked the fuck out on your shield. You just trying to pretend like you got hurt bad because you tired and then act goofy. But man, I ain't here to goddamn bash Caleb Plant. I'm really ain't. I'm just here to go through the checks and balances of that. You know, in real life, you know, Canelo Alvarez did cherry pick for real. He chose the perfect division to unify the titles. It has absolutely nothing to do with him being unified champion. I'm just saying how he did it. It's always how a boxer completed something that will always be scrutinized. And we all know we have Abney Yildirim's in that motherfucker. We have the damn Rocky Fieldings. We have the BJS. We have the Callum Smith. And we have the Caleb Plant. But we don't have any David Benavidez, bro. Is my mic still choppy? I don't know what's going on with this audio issue. I usually never have a problem with audio for real. Even when Plant stopped moving and attempted to scrap on the inside, he saw some success. Can't trade that soft ass straight right for Canelo's hard ass power punches to the body. 100%, man. Yes, sir. See, I don't even know why in the hell it even has any static. Imagine that. Why does it have static? Any other time I do a live, I don't have no static. But tonight I got static. How? Why? Chavez Jr. wasn't at 168 though. You must be talking to somebody else. Did I miss a comment? Chavez Jr. wasn't at 168. We know that. Chavez Jr. when he fought, they was at 160. Canelo has found his sweet spot in that division. No real weight cut for him there. Why did you mention Chavez Jr. wasn't at 168? I never said that. He fought Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. right before they announced the fight with Gennady Golovkin. The fight for Gennady Golovkin was already signed when he fought Chavez Jr. So we already knew that Chavez Jr. wasn't winning that fight. So he was a punching bag for 12 rounds. And goddamn, Gennady Golovkin stepped in the ring to announce the fight with him and Canelo. So who were you addressing that to? I never said Chavez Jr. wasn't at 168 though. Maybe I'm missing something. And he's committed and comfortable with these walk him down styles at 168. Yeah, because who he was in there with. We thought the height and reach of Callum Smith would be a bit more serious than what it was, but it ended up being quite easy, bro. Oh, Hoover had mentioned Canelo didn't stop Chavez. Yeah, you're right. He didn't stop Chavez. And you know, like I said, at 160, Chavez was there to be a punching bag. You know what I'm saying? Chavez, that's, man, he gets no love right there, for real. But man, y'all tell me what you think. You think he'll fight David Benavidez? Why are individuals saying he needs to fight Charlo? All because he didn't fight the Charlos at 54-60? I mean, y'all need to just please jump off that shit with the Charlos. It's so much that went on I don't believe Canelo was ducking the Charlos back then. I truly believe it had a lot to do with Golden Boy and shit. But when it comes down to it, Mar Charlo has made it clear that he totally don't understand the status for which Canelo is at right now. Canelo is not going to oblige Mar Charlo to come down to 160 and do anything, not even sign an autograph. He won't even come down to 60 and sign an autograph, but Charlo can move up. Isn't your brother about to move up? Or is he gonna stay there and wait for Brian Castano to basically vacate the belt, and then he gonna fight and say he undisputed? He gonna get his ass criticized too. Real talk. So how we gonna do this? How we gonna do this? Is Errol Spence gonna wait? I mean, from what I'm hearing, there's rift in the camp. Like I said earlier, y'all know I said it already about damn Errol Spence and Mel Charlo. Y'all know I mentioned that already. How long Mel gonna stay at 54? Either you're gonna challenge for undisputed again and go to war, or you need to move up to 60, and then Mal move up to 68. But I truly don't think Canelo should fight Mar Charlo first before Benavidez. Real talk. Benavidez presents style. He does square himself up much different. He can, give Canelo a much different volume of punches coming from his opposition. I'm not saying they're going to be with extensive amount of power, but David Benavidez can put his hands together. It's just all about if he can withstand the same thing we say all the time about Canelo. Can he withstand the body attack? Does he work his body enough to get in there and remain durable against Canelo? David Benavidez does take shots. He's not this boxer who moves his head and defensively sound, in my opinion. He takes a lot of freaking punches to get what he wants on the inside. You want to do that shit with Canelo? You're going to be over there with a headstone, man. But David Benavidez is a true 168 pounder. Mar Charlo has made it perfectly clear that he isn't. So I don't want to hear no excuses about anything. You know what I'm saying? I would rather see Benavidez, who's a true light heavyweight, really, step in there with Canelo and just clear the air and give him the opportunity to fight. You never fought him. Just like Canelo never fought Demetrius Andrade. He never fought Charlo. Just clean it up a little bit. Just clean it up. You know what I'm saying? You still got your history. You still have your legacy, no doubt about it. But you never defeated David Benavidez. And you are known to be a cherry picker. I guess at a certain point in some of these boxers' career, you get the authorization to be able to pick and choose who you want to fight. That's all I'm saying. It seems like you can pick and choose who you want to fight. And then people still praise you as if you're fighting the toughest opposition out there. Unfortunately for Demetrius Andrade, he's becoming a folklore. People talk so much about how talented Demetrius is, how Eddie Reynoso didn't want Canelo fighting him. But Canelo is not even mentioning Andrade's name. He might just go out, fight 2 or 3 more times, whatever the case may be, and never have the opportunity to grace the square with Canelo Alvarez, man. But he would be this folklore that people talk about. Oh, Demetrius Andrade, oh shit, he was good. He was good. Just like they talk about Henry Armstrong. Henry Armstrong, he was a different type of dude. Sam Langford, oh my God. This dude was one of the hardest hitters. Oh, yeah, for sure. We don't want to have we have enough boxers that's in the sport who have did great things, but it was never against a great opponent. People believe that they was great in their skill set and their punching power and how they boxed or how they fought and this, that, and the other. Just like Rocky Marciano. The man used to get his ass beat before he landed his punches. That's somewhat like I see David Benavidez and Canelo. He's, David Benavidez is going to take a lot of punishment standing in front of Canelo all night. Real talk. But I want to see him fight because he used to be the champion and nobody defeated him. So what better name to have on your resume than a top rank opponent as David Benavidez, who is a true 100. David Benavidez is not Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, or Caleb Plant. It's funny how none of them fought each other before Canelo swooped in. None of them. Wow. Hoover said Charlo would end up like James Kirkland. Woo. Shouty. That's crazy. To be honest with you, Hoover, them Charlos on some different type of shit, man. It's not the good shit either. Back are now being identified. Smith bum ass went 12. He ran all fight though. Absolutely. But back to the Charlo brothers. You know what it is, man. You saw the video. Even though this is not a Charlo live, Maul and Mel Charlo has a lot to do with this particular situation, because you can't talk on Canelo Alvarez since you're a fighter and you're not really doing enough to go up and step up to the weight class and fight them. You know what I'm saying? Maul Charlo has to make a move instead of going out here trying to goddamn be a thug out there, and y'all been fucking with Jerry Hurd for long enough. So why wouldn't he defend himself? And Mel Charlo up there talking about I kill your wife and whoever else he was talking about. Did he say your wife and your daughter? Did he say his wife and his daughter? I mean, who says that shit though, bro? Come on, bro. Like, who says that shit? The Charlos are on some other shit right now. They acting like they own some shit. You're gonna verbally, and you're gonna be vocal enough out in the open to make a threat to another boxer on what you would do to his family. So let me get this straight. This was the same person who said he had people in his circle that's willing to do life, to go away from him, right? To take a life or whatever he said. He has dudes that's willing to go in confinement, incarceration for him. But yet he's out here in the wide open, in public, and threatening Jerry Hurd, trying to do some goddamn, some fuckboy shit out there. You see how Jerry Hurd just pushed past Maul Charlo and slapped Mel in the face? Was it just me? Did Jerry Hurd just prove a point? Say, man, back the fuck up, bro. I want that little nigga back there. I want the one that didn't get all the nutrients when y'all was in your mother's womb. That's who I want. I want the motherfuckers that's suffering in life trying to prove that he's Big Charlo. He's better than his big brother. And the crazy part about it, Mel started boxing before Maul Charlo. That's the crazy thing about it. Mel started boxing before Maul. Anyway. Canelo ain't coming to no Charlo. You're right about that. If Montiel can take Charlo to hell and back at 160, I wonder what Canelo would do. True words there, Hoover. What can he do, man? What can he do? For real, man. What can he do? Man, Canelo will give him the business, man. Signed, sealed, and delivered. You see Covington want to show respect in the ring and talk shit in the press. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to J. Ocho on deck, man. Canelo ain't stopping Charlo. You say Canelo ain't stopping Charlo? It's a possibility, man. Real talk. It's a possibility. Real talk. I think so. Like, I think he can break him down just like he did Caleb Plant. Brother Boxing Talk on deck, man. Salute, Brother World Combat Sports. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Mark Charlo might send that fan a contract. That Hurd fight like 3 years late. Nobody want to see it. Oh, they want to see it. I disagree, J. Ocho. They want to see it. Because look, when Jerry Hurd was unified, Charlo was still acting like a fool. Now that Hurd has absolutely nothing. He has absolutely nothing to lose, bro. Why wouldn't Charlo give him a fight? Oh, my fault. It ain't a race thing. It's just a black thing. Because when it comes to the Charlo brothers, just because Demetrius Andrade wanted to make a last-minute decision to go with Rock Nation, this nigga been on the shelf for several years. How many years ago that shit been? 8, 9? This motherfucker been on the shelf forever with the Charlos, right? So you think he's going to give Jarrett Hurd a shot? Jarrett Hurd has nothing to lose right now. A lot to gain. Why not make the... That's what Charlo needs right now in his career. He need a fight like Jarrett Hurd. If you feel that you can do the same that was done to him his last fight, prove it. They threatened to kill Deontay Wilder and Jarrett Hurd. Man, don't, this is not a race thing. It's a black thing. You know what I'm saying? With the Charlo brothers are just out here fucking being Bozo the motherfucking clown. And they black. Not to mention, they black. You were so focused on being the first one to my skills pay the bills, and you want to talk shit about Deontay Wilder, but you out here being a fool. Shit that you don't even see Wilder in. You don't never see him in any altercations like that. Even though he had some shit go down with Dominique Brazil and all that, but you don't see it, bro. You don't see no random shit like what we seen from the Charlos, man. All those at 168 didn't fight each other. True shit. But as funny as it is, they all eventually got the Canelo sweepstakes, especially if Benavidez gets a shot next. True words there, Mitch. That's true words there, Mitch. That's a bold threat to make and then do nothing after getting slapped. What Charlo's gonna say, Mel, that he wanted somebody from his entourage was holding him back. Because somebody was, but that doesn't mean he couldn't have made it a point to get to where he wanted to go. If you really wanted to get there, Mel Charlo would have got there. But the fact that he pushed Maul, they said, get the fuck out of my way, nigga. I'm going to this little nigga back here. Move the fuck up to the side, man. I want this little brat ass motherfucker back here. Your brother. The one that got the leftovers. The one that's up here on YouTube trying to take food out people's mouth, complaining about something somebody on YouTube media said, and they get mad and bent out of shape and tell people to unsubscribe. I mean, come on, bro. At one point, people thought Hurd could beat Canelo. At one point in time, Hurd was that guy. He was a big dude. They say he was big for 154. And, he was a tough, durable boxer until he met Julian Williams that night. J-Rock put it to him. Now Canelo going to try to outbox him. Charlo can knock him out. It's different. Sir Ken on deck. World Combat Salute. Salute to the wrenches. And salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Appreciate you there, Sir Ken on deck. That fight's not going to happen. Why are the Charlos even talking to Hurd? He just lost to damn welterweight areas. Charlo's running around angry for nothing. They just made Hurd relevant again. See, Mitch, you should have just said he just lost to Luis Arias, still taking away Arias' win, man. Because truth be told there, Mitch, they fought in the super welterweight division. So technically, they're still in the welterweight division. There's 147 welterweight and there's super welterweight. I know it can be considered junior middleweight, but we're talking about semantics. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, truth be told, they were still in the welterweight division, just super welterweight. Them Charlo Alvarez twins need help and the same real guidance. Hey, man. Right now, the Charlos are in a situation where they can really make a lot of money fighting the right people. They could. They can make a lot of money fighting the right people. And in between, that lineup, they should fight each other. They should just go ahead and get out the way. Don't do it on IG no more. Don't do it on IG no more. Don't give it to us for free. I know what you promised your mama. But go ahead and fight each other. Jamal Charlo versus Jamel Charlo. People will show up and see that. Yes, because both of y'all are loose motherfucking grenades. Y'all are loose cannons. Y'all very impulsive individuals. And they'll probably end up in a DQ. Because y'all will start talking at each other so much during the damn fight. Trying to throw low blows and shit. Throwing elbows. Just disrespecting each other. The same shit Mal Charlo was doing to Mel in the womb. He was elbowing the shit out of Mel Charlo in the womb. Punching him. Sucker punching him. All that shit. When Mel Charlo was born, he already had then his eyes swollen. I'm just saying, man. That's why he spent most of his lifetime trying to prove that there ain't no such thing as Big Charlo. But Charlo was up there. He was like, man, I'm ready to go out here to this world. I'm ready to see the world. And then you had Mel Charlo trying to sneak out. Maul was like, no, nigga, get your ass back there. You come out second, nigga. Get your ass back there. Charlo going to keep fighting them mandatories. He's not fighting on no 50-50 fight. Well, I look at it like this, man. The Charlos have a lot to prove before they hang up their gloves. For real. It was all good when you and your brother was champion in the same division at one point in time. It was all good. But y'all have a lot more left to prove. And unless we see what I want to see Mel Charlo fight Errol Spence. That's what I want to see. I want to see Errol Spence fight Mel Charlo. Y'all don't know what's going on in that camp? Y'all haven't been paying attention? Keep your ear to the street? That'd be a good fight for Errol Spence. I told y'all that already. If they really want to, add another badge to their boxing credentials, Errol Spence need to move up to 154 and face Mel Charlo while he has the belts. But see, my scenario was if he became undisputed, fight Errol Spence at 54. Errol Spence wins. It's a rematch clause. And Mel Charlo fights and win the titles back. It doesn't matter because Mel Charlo already has a loss. He already has a loss. He should have had two already, but he already has a loss. But for what it'll do for Errol Spence, it will allow him to be two division unified champion. You know what I'm saying? And then if the scenario played itself out with Mel Charlo, He'd be 2 times undisputed world champion if he was to pick up that title. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if those 2 fighters can even plan that out and mastermind it so it can actually be executed properly. I don't think they have the capability of doing that shit. I seriously don't. We're talking about loose cannon Mayor Charlo and whatever Spence got going on. Them 2 individuals cannot mastermind this shit the right way and make it happen. I just don't see it, bro. Mar Charlo has a much better chin than Plant, in my opinion. But again, he's never sniffed 168. True. I mean, we saw what happened. He took some punches from Darianchenko. It is what it is. He has a pretty decent chin. You know what I'm saying? He has a pretty decent chin. But we can give a little bit of props that, you know, Mel Charlo, he went to war. He wasn't giving back that same fire though that he gives out in public. He wasn't giving that back to Brian Castano though. I was expecting him to post fight to give that same energy back to Castano. But he want to talk to Al Heyman. Give me a minute. I got. Hey Al, where Al? Hey Al, where you at? We gotta talk. I don't never want this Castano fight. Benavidez, David Morrell Jr., and Gongora all beat Jamal if he's at 168. We have to see it though. You know, are we looking for Maul to move up there unless he want a tune-up, so to speak, with Morrell or Gongora? That's not going to earn him that money that he's looking for. He might well just move up there. If Benavidez is open, take that risk and go fight David Benavidez, man. But if indeed, you know, Canelo gives you opportunity, fight Canelo. That's the money fight. That fight was at 160. What, Darianchenko? I mean, what fight you talking about? Darianchenko and Charlo? I know it was at 160, man. I never in my life thought Hurd could beat Canelo. Hurd beats little guys. He can walk through. True weight bully. J-Rock ended that shit. You know, back then weight bully sounded good. You know what I'm saying? Weight bully sounded good, but I just looked at it like the opponents that he was fighting. Yeah, he's a big guy, but he used to take mad punches, man. He used to take mad punches, just like David Benavidez. These dudes refuse to move their fucking head. And then you got to the point where you J-Rock, it seemed like J-Rock was just standing in the cave waiting for his time to shine, dog. Like, he was waiting on the order to be given. Is it time yet? Nah, it ain't time yet. Okay. Is it time yet? Nah, it ain't time yet. All right. Is it time yet? Yeah, it's time. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Man, J-Rock looked perfect. I'm like, I don't see J-Rock being beat. When he beat Jarrett Hurd, I said, man, who gonna fuck with him? I definitely wasn't expecting a fighter who had already been knocked out. I'm talking about the way J-Rock looked against that. Now, I ain't talking about what happened to J-Rock. I'm talking about the way he looked against Hurd. I didn't see anybody else doing anything to him. I thought he would give everybody that work. For real. I was looking forward. I said, man, he ever step in there with Charlo, that'll be a good ass fight, man. It seemed like his eyes was open. He was seeing everything. Man, his timing was impeccable. He was a technician in there. I just say, man, I don't see anybody damn beating J-Rock. And then he goes out and gets stopped by Jason Rosario, who decided to percolate against motherfucking Jamel Charlo. My God, here comes the percolator. I don't agree with the way they act in public. In the ring, they both have faced some real guys recently. I would give them they face. Of course we can say Jamel Mel Charlo faced the last remaining, fighter to the undisputed chain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking for that dog to say, okay, Brian Castano's not respecting who I am. Like, Brian Castano had no respect. Castano went in there and said, I'm ready to die up in this. That's the way he was fighting. Every freaking time Charlo got close, Castano was unholstered and he was squeezing off. Period. He was in that motherfucker to win. When he rocked Charlo, I'm looking for Charlo to get that get back. I know Charlo hurt him, but I'm saying I was expecting more from the Charlo, from all that shit he be talking, him being a unified champion. I just felt that he should have brought more fire to that motherfucker. Like, prove that I'm that nigga for real. I'm the one. I'm the one, dog. I was waiting for him to take it and switch gears on Castano. I think truly that identified some problems from trainer Derrick James. It truly did. If you look at Mel Charlo and you look at Spence did it just a little bit better because of his attention to detail with a brawler like Porter. If you look at both of their biggest fights, Castano and Porter, they both came forward, all right? But Castano was a bit more technical than Porter, in my opinion. But when it comes down to who was able to make changes in the fight between Mel Charlo and Errol Spence, I felt that Errol attention to detail was better to catch Porter while he was coming forward in the eye of the storm. He was still able to land that left hook. I can't say it was a fluke, none of that. But what I do know is what's being identified with Derrick James between two fighters is that they just don't know how to adapt in the ring. They don't listen to their corner. They're not listening. They're not listening, bro. I don't think Mel Charlo was listening when Tony Harrison was in there the first time. I don't think he was listening when Castano was in there that time. Seriously, man. Canelo at 154 was just an okay fighter. Maul might fuck Mel up if he moves up and gets the Triple G fight before him. Hey, man. That's what Mel needs to do. Mel needs to fight a fighter that Maul haven't fought yet. And we know that's damn near everybody at 60. How can we, as hardcore boxing fans, sit up here and respect the Charlo brothers ostracizing Demetrius Andrade, all because he supposedly got a fight and he decided to go with somebody else and he wanted more money and all this other shit? How can you continue to put that guy on the shelf and not fight him? But then again, Demetrius Andrade, he has other people to fight. Gennady don't want to fight him. Yoda Murata has been on a vacation for 2 years. It's fucked up. Like, how can they put Manny Pacquiao in recess? Yoda Murata gets a gift from Canelo vacating. He ain't fought in a minute. Triple G was gifted that IBF title because, in my opinion, he lost it. I'm just saying. And then Demetrius Andrade is just like a mannequin in a Macy's department store during the pandemic. Ain't shit there. Ain't nothing waiting for him. Ain't no. The only thing is like this telltale that they love talking about how good Demetrius Andrade is, but he ain't linked up with nobody with a top tier quality name. Nobody. Every time the Charlos come up, nah, that Demetrius because he did. On a decade ago, these niggas still up here putting a brother on the shelf, and they want to talk about it ain't about race. Now that's some prejudiced shit y'all doing. What is that called? Reverse internal racism? Is that like reverse racism? You don't even want to give a brother a shot, but you up here all in Wilder's business. Canelo was beating little guys and old guys at 54 at J8. Morrell is going to get stepped on by Charlo. Man, you know Charlo might fight Morrell. You know what I'm saying? He might do it. He just might, because they both coming off a tough fight, right? And they want to go in there and take a soft touch, man. The boxing section, TBS on deck. What's good with you? Salute to my dogs in the chat. What's good? Maul can move up and beat the rail easily right now. Catch him after a good win. What we know about the rail is he can box, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. The rail can box. The rail ain't no chump. Anthony ain't no chump. He ain't, man. He ain't no chump. Mel wants no parts of a rematch for Undisputed. Mel was a listen to Derek. Both of them fighters, man. You know, listen, I always said this, right? But it has to be spoken on because these two out here, you know, just showing their ass, right? But I never really, I remember the time where Spence was so intoxicated that he didn't really know when he started boxing, what year he started boxing. When you have Adrian Broner, who is known to do what Adrian does, I'm not saying being fucked up in public, but that's just what Adrian does. He's true to character. He's up there looking at Errol Spence like, nigga, you know what the fuck you doing? Like, Adrian was sober. Javante was sober. Errol was fucked up. So I said, okay, all right. And then another time they showed Errol fucked up. Spinning full circle. It's been, you know, pictures here and there of the Charlos being on camera on IG, slurring their speech and shit like that. And this is fighters who talking about they don't drink. No, you drink. You do. And there's some pictures out there recently of Errol Spence and Charlo. Like, their eyes are a little glassy. But who am I to sit up here and start being a gossip column? Like, man, listen, I said this before. I can't sit up here and contradict myself. Guys being trained in camp dry as hell, right? Ain't drinking no alcohol, they ain't partying, they ain't shit. Who am I to sit up here and say don't drink something when you ain't in fight camp? But don't go out in public fucked up because you're a public figure. People looking at you. Don't go out here in front of the lens fucked up. Because people are going to start linking you up to having a drinking problem. And that's what Errol Spence before his accident. They linked him up to have a drinking problem, and then he wrecked his sports car. But the only thing with the Charlos, this shit has been basically isolated to social media, family to family, brother to brother, you know, insulting and denigrating one another on social media and shit like that. When AB is the voice of reason, that's not a good look. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, for real, shawty. But man, you know, get on topic. I'm just gonna say this. Salute to Canelo for doing what he does. Boxing is a tough sport. The people who run boxing, it can be a grimy, dirty, merciless sport, man. The people who run boxing. And we really don't know who run boxing. There's so many areas where boxers, some of them benefit from it and some of them don't. Some of them get fucked over hard. And some of them, you know, they just are catered to. They get the benefit of the doubt. No matter what they do, they pop dirty. They cascade over that shit and keep it moving. That's fucked up. Some people get, you know, the media attention on who they should fight next. A top quality opponent. And then you have other fighters who are clearly ducked who they don't say anything about. They continue to talk about their resume, but yet they don't want to talk about putting them in there with the best fight the best. Captain Corruption, I'm telling you, in boxing, Captain Corruption runs boxing. Real talk. I just want to see the WBC former champion and David Benavidez, the next worthy opponent. I just want to see him fight Canelo. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, because Canelo, you know, with all that damn hardware he has, I mean, those belts look very, very nice, man. Like, I know Mauricio Suleiman made a special belt for Canelo Alvarez, for real. It's all about if Canelo chooses to fight David Benavidez. Hell, if Vasily Lomachenko told Mauricio Suleiman after he won the WBC belt that he wasn't fighting the rest of the year, come on. What the fuck you think Canelo gonna do? He's telling him, hey, I don't want the WBC belt no more. I want the goddamn franchise belt. I want to be the next one. All right, I'm sending a petition. Check your inbox. We're going to put it up there. Okay, my friend, I will make it happen. You know what I'm saying? All these boxers just get benefits. After benefits after benefits. David Benavidez is Mexican, isn't he? It'd be good to see two Mexican fighters step in the ring. Did y'all happen to see? Tell me what you think about this. I want your opinion if I can pull it up. I want y'all opinion, man. This is gonna be my last topic for the night. For real. I want to get your opinion on something right quick. Oh shit. Damn it. Okay. Let me I want to get y'all opinion on this pick right quick. Let me see. Canelo. I want y'all opinion, man. Give me your opinion. I want to know what you think about it. I want to hear your honest, professional opinion on this picture. Okay? What does it mean? Just let me know what your opinion is. Talk to me. What do you think about this picture when it comes to boxing? Canelo Alvarez shared the moment and the stage with lightweight unified undisputed champion Teofimo Lopez. He shared the moment. Now, Teofimo has absolutely nothing to do with Showtime. Boxing is all over the place right now. What do you think about this right here? You have individuals such as Teofimo Lopez, who has been an arbiter to the franchise belt. Nothing he has to do. The franchise belt was implemented in that division to Lomachenko and then transferred over to Lopez. Then you have the 4-belt champion and Canelo Alvarez. All of them have similar belts, except Canelo Alvarez has no franchise inserted into his badges. What do you think about this picture? Talk to me. Okay, J Ocho say T.O. ain't undisputed. Explain how he's not undisputed. Explain there, J Ocho. Explain to me, J Ocho, how is he not? I just want to hear what y'all think about this picture in Canelo Plant for the undisputed titles. But yet them into the frame to share history that's already on Google and everywhere. What does Teofimo Lopez has to do with this moment? What does he have to do? Does he promotion on it? Who ordered this? Who arranged this picture right here? What is the purpose of this picture? And that's why I put it up there. Please explain to me, Andrew, how does T.O. got 2 WBC belts? What is this about? I'm not understanding the picture of all this hardware, but yet you come out there with 2 WBC belts. Devin Haney is still the WBC super champion at lightweight division. I understand that, Thomas. Absolutely. They wanted it to be Loma, but okay, take the picture. He said they wanted it to be Loma. You ain't never lied on that shit. They wanted to be Loma, goddammit. It's a nice picture, real shiny. what the hell are you talking about, Andrew? We ain't talking about the exposure. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about the damn ISO and how shiny it looked. I'm talking about the hardware, the 2 individuals that's holding the straps. What do they have to do with one another? T.O. doesn't even fight on Showtime. Like, what is this about? The rail can box, but he has laps, can get hit. Plus, he's 37 with no real power. Saw that though. He looked dumb up there. Plus, Canelo, no Teofimo, not undisputed. But why isn't he, Aaron? Aaron Jones on deck, man. Why isn't Teofimo undisputed if Mauricio Suleiman chooses to implement a belt that has an elevated superior status to that of one Devin Haney is holding? You can't blame Teofimo Lopez, because I could tell you this. If Lomachenko, right, would have beat Teofimo Lopez, they would have been calling him undisputed. I guarantee you. They wouldn't have been talking. They would have said periodically here and there, you know, what about Devin Haney? What about Devin Haney? Absolutely. Seriously. They would have gave Lomachenko that Oscar Valdez. Forget about the shit. Mauricio, hey, Vasily Lomachenko is the true undisputed champion. You would have went to all the sites. They would have had Lomachenko, WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, ring title holder. But since Teofimo did it and he beat Lomachenko, in some sites they'll say Devin Haney is the WBC title holder, which he is. But due to Mauricio Suleiman revisions within the WBC sanctioning body, he has devalued the title that Devin Haney has. Now, I can't say Bill and Devin hasn't fought to get recognition. They've been fighting their ass off to get recognition. Salute the team Haney, man. Never quit or give up. No retreat, no surrender. But when the lightweight division, Teofimo is undisputed, bro. Real talk, he's undisputed. If Canelo would have unified the 160 division after coming off the WBC, if Canelo Alvarez would have unified the division, people wouldn't even be talking about he ain't undisputed. They would have been like, he's undisputed. Period. He's undisputed. There's no question. Canelo is undisputed. No one would be even hesitating to talk like they're talking about Teofimo Lopez. They would say, no. Mauricio Suleiman gave Canelo the franchise title. He beat everybody else. He is the undisputed title holder. Now, what I don't get with Canelo Alvarez though is why he would even want to share the moment with Teofimo Lopez. That's all. I'm just curious. Real talk. Would he have shared the moment with Mel Charlo if he would have had all the belts at 154? Just curious, man. For real talk, just curious, bro. What is this about? What's the meaning of this picture? It's inaccurate. Why 2 WBC belts? Do we have a WBC international title and a WBC goddamn franchise belt? Why do you have 2 WBC belts? It's too much. It's too much, dog. Teofimo groupie like Cambosa said. J Ocho said Haney got the WBC. Hey, I know Haney your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not here to argue that he doesn't. But we have to look at it like this, J Ocho, right? When you have a president, because boxing is so open-ended, when you have a president making changes against what we're used to seeing, just like when it at one point in time was a 3-belt system. Once upon a time might have been a 2-belt system. Changes were made. They start implementing. That's why so much recognition was given to Josh Taylor for 4-belt unification. Put him in the company of some big names. But that's just those particular belts. What fucks it all up is Mauricio Suleiman has not gotten with the government to vote on implementing a franchise title in every division. He's fucking playing favoritism to certain fighters. He know what the fuck he's doing. And he's really damn confusing a lot of people in boxing. That's why when J Ocho defends Devin Haney and say he has a WBC title, he's right. Devin Haney does have the WBC title. But in the lightweight division, that belt that Haney has, the super title, has been demoted in the public setting by Mauricio Suleiman himself. How fucked up is that? Just think about how Juan Estrada, I told you another franchise belt would be delegated in 21. And guess who gets it? Juan Estrada. Nobody's really talking about that. How they set up a trilogy with Chocolatito. No one's even talking about it. But the one person you need to point the finger at is Mauricio Suleiman inserting a belt that demotes the super title. But the fucked up part about it, it is not across the board. That franchise belt would get more recognition and respect if it was across the motherfucking board. From the bottom division, the lightest division, all the way up to the heaviest division. If he chose to take it up to the heavyweight division. But see, you know how Mauricio Suleiman is not going to do that? It's because it has to benefit him to screw somebody over. It has to benefit money for him to insert a franchise title so that particular fighter doesn't have to face the next in line, but yet they want to see this other fight instead. That's how boxing pretty much does what it does. It screws boxers over all the time, people. That's real life. That shit is real life, man. He always liked P. Diddy. He always in the video like P. Diddy. Didn't they ask WBC to be a franchise champion? Who is they? I heard Canelo didn't appreciate Tio trying to steal some of his shine, but I got no source on that. I heard different. I heard that Canelo was okay with it. But what I'm saying is it's sloppy, it's messy. It's messy. Even though Tio did it better. I'll be honest with you. He did it better. That's just my opinion. You know why he did it better? because Caleb Plant wasn't on the top pound for pound list. Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, who was on the top pound for pound. So you know he did it better. But what I don't understand is why he is in the picture with Canelo. It's his night, it's his history, it's his achievement. I don't understand who approved this shit. Like, they are so far off. Like, it's like I could see if they was damn near in the same weight class and this might be a potential fight. But that is so astronomically stupid to even consider that psychologically. Why the fuck is he there with 2 WBC titles is my question. Why is he even in the frame, T.O.? This shit is weird. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. Bob Arum and Stephen Espinoza set it up. Shit, man. Set it up for what, though? Why? Why? What is the connection? Seriously, what is the connection there, though? If the fight is going down, T.O.'s next fight is going down on Matchroom, what does this has to do with anything of Top Rank? Top Rank is out of the equation. Teofimo want to be everywhere except Top Rank. Hey, man, see, I can rock with that, Aaron. I agree. That picture is Teofimo hugging Canelo's nuts and Canelo showing that Latino love. That's all. Hey, I'll link up. Hey, I'll link up. How to do, man? For that right there is that's real embrace right there. You know, that's ball game for real, there, Mitch. That's ball game right there. T.O.'s up there close. It ain't no space in between. You know, the belts between him and Canelo. I don't get it. I think it's disrespectful, to be honest. I do. I'm just being honest, man. I don't like this picture. Seriously, I don't like it. T.O., I didn't see Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see Canelo in none of Teofimo's pictures when he won these belts. I didn't see nobody. But somehow, some way, T.O. brings all those belts here to be a part of Canelo's history. That's fucked up. Seriously, it's fucked up, people. I want to call and shout out to the haters on YouTube that want to sit up there and tell Teofimo Sr. all this shit. Listen, I'm a grown fucking man. If a man turns his back on me, that no, I ain't do shit to him, but yet he want to listen to some other individuals, that's all good. That's all good, because believe me, I'm not fucking running after you. I just want to ask, what is the point in all of this? Canelo should have really stood his motherfucking ground that time and said, hey, bro, no. This is my time. This is my first division unified. Let me have my moment. Why is Teofimo Lopez at 135-pound division in the picture with a boxer, a top pound-for-pound boxer, the one that was in front of Vasily Lomachenko when T.O. defeated him? Why are you allowing this man to be in your frame? T.O. got an extra WBC belt. That's the Ice Cube title. We be clubbing. For real, dog. West Coast? I can't even put T.O. on the West Coast. I can't put him on the West Coast, man. He out of NY. That boy want a hug from Canelo so damn bad. Speaking of T.O., Kambosos seems pretty confident right now. It's going to be a good fight, man. Well, Tank did say T.O. don't sell tickets, so he got a little shine with Canelo, hoping he gets his sales up. Would have been cool title, but Suleiman allowed Loma to duck Haney. T.O. full of shit, but it's the ABC's fault. But let me get to this first. It was nothing in writing for Loma had to face Haney. Okay, we all know who's the number one. It would have been the number one. But when it comes to all the little politics that's in between that, guess what? What have we seen with Devin Haney and his mandatories? They've been ducking them, right? Right? I'm not saying Haney would have ever ducked Lomachenko. But they had plans already for something different. That's all. They didn't want to include Devin Haney in those plans. So once Lomachenko won the belt, the vacant title, fighting Luke Campbell, they didn't have Haney in the plans because they felt Haney didn't sell tickets. So Lomachenko wanted to say, you know what? Either way it goes, he could have fought Teofimo Lopez. Period. He could have fought Teofimo Lopez for Undisputed. He could have. What trumps everything? He could have fought Teofimo Lopez, but he didn't want no part of it. I don't call it a duck. I just call it politics. Like he just said, fuck it. I want to be franchised, so I don't have to face my mandatories. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. I don't want to put a rematch clause in here to face T.O. So, shit. I'm gonna go ahead and win this title. And he failed. As far as T.O. selling tickets, man, he's gonna have to. He's giving Kambosos all this motherfucking time to get prepared. Man, this is going to be a crazy fight. Kambosos has a lot built up. I just hope he haven't did an adrenaline dump. Kambosos has a lot built up to this fight. 3 delays, 3 postponements. Oh my God, dog. Yeah, look, Kambosos, he liable to bring a motherfucking full-grown damn kangaroo up in that bitch. One of them kangaroos we see on goddamn Google that's all shredded and muscular and shit. He might bring a kangaroo up in that motherfucker and catch T.O. them slipping, going to the weigh-ins. Kangaroo might run out of nowhere and goddamn kick the shit out of T.O. I'm telling you, anything can go down. He paying sanctioning fees on all that. Absolutely. You're right. Dang, J.A. think Kambosos is gonna win. The weird part of, I wouldn't say weird. You know what the reality of if Kambosos win their J.A., the reality of it? It won't fucking matter. Because T.O. did it already. He takes 1 loss. He's 16-1. It doesn't stop anything. Nothing. All it's going to do with T.O., he's going to move to another division. L-Dub on deck. How you feeling, bro? I'm surprised Loma in a fight without a belt on the line when Haney's right there. Hey, we all know how that goes, man. We all know how that goes. Somehow, some way, they treating Haney like he Demetrius Andrade of motherfucking lightweight division. Devin Haney is the most ducked boxer, in my opinion. He's the most ducked boxer in the lightweight division right now. How can you have the Garcias, the Fortunas, you know what I'm saying? How can you have those names not wanting to fight? How can you have Jojo Diaz bypass him and not want to fight? I can't say T.O., you know what I'm saying? Because T.O.'s fighting his mandatory. Which a lot of people's like, well, undisputed this or undisputed. He's already undisputed. So being he has a franchise belt, it's nothing to order him to fight Devin Haney. It's almost going off morals. You know what I'm saying? Morally, what would be nice for the fans? Teofimo fighting Devin Haney. But it's not about that. It's not about what someone supposedly deserves. It's the fact that it's the fact that Teofimo ran the gauntlet all the way from Nakatani up to Lomachenko, and now they fight in mandatory. They know it'll be a tough fight in there with Devin Haney. They know that shit. You can say what you want about him selling tickets. He ain't been a PPV. Neither has Teofimo Lopez. But when it comes down to Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, people are going to pay to see it. That is absolutely factual. People are going to see Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Instead of Eddie Hearn setting up the fight with Loma versus Devin Haney, he set up Luke Campbell instead. So it is what it is. Everybody say they like Eddie Hearn now. Man, they've been finding so many reasons to like Eddie Hearn. Even when Eddie Hearn was fucking off, telling lies like he loved and all this other shit. People's trying their best to embrace this man who will sit up here and lie to your face with a smile on it. Willie Lowe on deck. Good brother, what's good, King? How you feeling, man? Shout out to Willie Lowe out there in Alabama, man. Hope all is well with you. You're safe, healthy. You know what I'm saying? Staying focused. That's what it's about, bro. Shout out to Team Bomb Squad in the building. But man, I look at it like this. Devin Haney is in a bad situation. Just everything about his position is like, you know, just look at the Jojo Diaz situation. Jojo Diaz was gonna bypass Devin Haney to go to Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia fucked him over because he's the biggest ducker in boxing and the biggest capper in boxing. So what Jojo had to do, he had to eat crow and goddamn exhale and come back and fight Devin Haney. And just like Haney said, they had to corner JoJo to get the damn fight. So this is going to be a big name on Devin Haney's credentials. Everybody's going to be looking to see how it goes down. I'm telling you, this fight is going to be much easier than Jorge Linares. I'm just putting it out there, dog. He's too slow. And he's a tough motherfucker. Jojo Diaz, I like him. But he might get beat up. Just all I gotta say, go back to the Tevin Farmer fight. I'm telling you, Devin Haney is gonna make easy goddamn pie. For real. He gonna put that shit in the oven. And that shit gonna come out real quick. For real. I'm good. Just left his gym, cuz. For real. I hope all is well with you as well. Yeah, you know what it is, man. We good, bro. T.O. is a man with no land. There's a lot of stuff going on with that dude. I hope somehow, some way they keep their word. This is what I want to happen. If he gets past Kambosos, because it's a really good chance Kambosos might get knocked the fuck out. If he gets past Kambosos, respectfully, I will hope that he has some type of integrity. And though boxing doesn't have any integrity, I hope T.O. has integrity to give the lightweight division in the boxing community that fight with Devin Haney. Because it'll clear up everything. Just say fuck it. It'll clear up everything with Undisputed. For those people like the J. Ochos that say he ain't undisputed, it'll give everybody clarity that still talk about it. It gives everybody clear. I say he undisputed. No ifs, ands, no hesitation, no nothing. Because just like in the military, it's ranked to everything. You leave one rank, go to a higher rank, you no longer are that rank. You don't wear it on your collar. So if Teofimo Lopez is basically carrying a belt that is a high ranking belt, has a position of hierarchy over a belt that is traditional within boxing, it means nothing anymore. The only belt that means something is the one Teofimo has, because it's been promoted. It's been promoted, y'all. They have inserted a belt into the system with a higher rank than the traditional belt that we're used to seeing. And we have to accept that. We have to accept it. Just think about this. How are you going to say that T.O.'s not undisputed, but yet it's some champions out there that's undisputed and they don't even have 4 belts? Look back in history. There's champions out there without 4 belts. How are they undisputed? Because that's what the belts were at that time, right? So in the process of changing, revising how boxing do things and implementing more sanctioning bodies, the 4 belt system came into play. And certain boxers was able to benefit from that. That's all I'm saying, man. Tio Lopez want to steal Canelo shine with those belts, but he ain't undisputed because he ducked. Because he ducked ass and got the WBC, a straight clown. Goddamn, Willie Lowe went in. Willie Lowe went in. Goddamn. Hey, man, I just blame it on Mauricio. I have to look at from a standpoint that the belt he has is indeed what? It's a belt of hierarchy in the WBC sanctioning body. The fucked up part about it, that is absolutely not holding a position in every weight class in boxing, or up to bridgerweight, cruiserweight, whatever. It has not yet been implemented in every weight division. But Mauricio Suleiman is picking and choosing selectively on what European or Mexican fighter to give it to. Because I haven't seen him give it to a Charlo brother. I am here to say, with my deepest sympathy, that I am not capable of providing a franchise belt to the Charlo twins, just for poor representation of boxing and social life. I mean, Mauricio Suleiman ain't gonna give them no belt. You know who he might give one next to? I'm gonna shake him up. We're gonna play some CeeLo. You know who I think he might give the next franchise belt to? Oscar Valdez. Let's see if he does. It's close to the 135-pound division. Let's see if he gives that belt to Oscar Valdez, so Oscar Valdez can try to fight the WBA, the IBF, and somewhere down the line, hopefully the WBO. But there's really no real challenge for him to even get the franchise belt. But I'm thinking Mauricio Suleiman might oblige him. His dad got mad because Showtime didn't even mention his name as undisputed because he ain't Polo. Yeah, man, I think whatever conversations was going on behind the scene, somebody fucked around and arranged this shit. This is almost like a debt owed. You know what I'm saying? This picture right here is almost like a debt owed. Like who? I want to see. I want to bring them to the carpet. Like who authorized this moment in history where it's strictly supposed to be Canelo Alvarez, but you bring in a guy who has the franchise belt, Canelo doesn't. Not only that, he has 2 WBC belts. How long is he going to carry around 2 WBC belts? Jesus Christ, man. Can boxing have some uniformity? If you're going to implement the franchise belts, have some uniformity and implement it all the way up the freaking cruiser. Nothing more. If you decide to do that. Stop playing around, man. Loma fighting Comey because it's in-house, a talk gank. Yeah, man, it can be in-house all they want, but I'm pretty sure they could have fought Devin Haney if he could. Yeah, it's in-house, but you know, Devin Haney's not coming off a second round knockout either. You know what I'm saying? So you just imagine how many more viewers would have got if they would have decided to try to fight a Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? It would have been great. I mean, people still want to see that fight, Lomachenko and Devin Haney. They still, for the fact of what's being mentioned that people believe he possibly or potentially ducked. So let's see the speed, the footwork, and the boxing science of both of these fighters, Lomachenko and Devin Haney. Let's go. That would have been a damn good fight. Loma fighting coming because it's in-house and nobody's dude desperately wants attention. Hey, bro, y'all been outstanding once again. Definitely have to take care of some stuff, man, over here. But, man, y'all stay tuned, man. This ain't over. You know, I'm going to ask around at what people think about this picture right here, because it pretty much smothers all the smoke that should have been coming up. You know, all the fireworks and everything from Canelo winning these titles. He should have just had pyrotechnics all around his body, so Tio shouldn't have got close. He got close. He got hit in the face with a pyro. You know what I'm saying? Burned him up real nice. He should have been somewhere else on a levitating stage so he can have his moment and his moment alone. But his moment will always be shared with Tio, and I just don't see why. Like, what is the debt for? Reynoso? Like, what is this about? It's almost like acceptance, man. Like, now Tio's supposed to get more recognition from the public. You ain't passing no guard. Are you saying that you are the next in line to beat Canelo? To be the cash cow? Is that what this picture is about? That Teofimo is there for the passing of the guard to be the next superstar in boxing? That could be what it's about. That's why they slid this picture. You have one Hall of Famer to your left, and then Teofimo is hoping to be a Hall of Famer. Almost at this stage in the game, if you unify the title like he did in one division, you're pretty much going to get to the Hall. It depends on if it's going to be on the first ballot, second ballot, third ballot. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Appreciate you, Andrew, for pulling up, bro. Everyone criticized Haney for his competition, but JoJo is better than Comey. Who's fighting Loma? Cruz, who's fighting Tank? And Cambosa, who's fighting Lopez? Think on that. Yeah, I did. And yeah, you know, when you talk about JoJo is better than Comey, that they link up pretty tight, man. I have to see that. I like Richard Comey. He has pretty decent power too. The good thing about both of them, they're not fast. They're not really fast boxers. Their hands ain't like that. But Loma and Comey, if he gets washed in 2 rounds, I'm going to call bullshit. And then, you know, Tank and Isaac Cruz, somebody better keep the EMT and the coroner real close to the ring, because somebody might die temporarily. Get the defibrillator and make sure you close. Clear. Clear. Okay, we have a pulse. Cruz, you okay? You know where you're at, buddy? We're going to take good care of you. Anyway. Hey, people, appreciate you pulling up. World Combat Sports, man. Turn up and tune in. Any day, anytime. Did you see me live? Make sure you hit the bell icon, man. You know what it is. I am out.